What's going on, guys? JD from New York here, back Wednesday morning. Monday Night Raw review, guys. I know I'm coming at you a little bit late with this, but I got stuck at work training with a bunch of fucking nonsense going on. So I really didn't have a chance to do it Tuesday. And I came home yesterday. I had a ton of stuff to catch up on, so I really didn't do any videos. So I'm going to get back in my grind this week, so look forward to that. I should be back on my normal schedule next week. Tuesday, you should definitely be getting my Monday Night Raw review. I hate getting it out after everybody else gave you their views. I want to be the first one out with it here on YouTube. But Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna be quite frank with you. Don't listen to anybody that said Monday Night Raw was good. Don't listen to anybody. Monday Night Raw, deep down, if you cut away all the fucking crowd interaction, Monday Night Raw was trash. Really, it was fucking garbage. You had the first thing that pissed me off is that The Rock got injured, okay? I'll give him that. He's hurt. I don't want anybody to be hurt, but he's hurt. He got hurt. I don't know where he got hurt from. Said he tore his abductor muscle or his abdomen, whatever the fuck he's talking about. Flies back home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday afternoon, and ditches Monday Night Raw. Creative is in a mess right now because they got to rewrite the show because they had this whole angle planned with Brock Lesnar and The Rock for Monday Night Raw to set up something for WrestleMania 30. But he flies home because he's got to film Hercules. He needs to be in good shape, tip-top shape to film Hercules. So you get to see The Rock with his shirt off and all his roided pecs. Yeah, that's why he had to fly back home. But he got hurt. I don't know where he got hurt. The whole match consisted at WrestleMania of rock bottoms, AAs, and people's elbows. Back and forth for 20 minutes. That's all you've seen. No excitement. I don't know where he fucking got hurt, but he got hurt. But I've been telling you this for the last, I don't know how many weeks. The Rock is selfish. He doesn't care about the WWE anymore. He cares about only himself. And now the fact that he's not champion anymore, you think if he was champion and he was hurt, that he would fly back home? No. He don't care. He was booked to lose against John Cena, pass the torch to John Cena. He doesn't care anymore. He was given his paycheck. He was given his fucking spotlight with the WWE Championship. He was able to parade around with the company's top belt. And now that he lost it, he doesn't care. He doesn't care what happens. He's going back to Hollywood to make his millions and millions of dollars and fucking produce #1 box office hits. He doesn't care about the WWE anymore. He did nothing for the product while he was back. He did absolutely nothing. The ratings spike was minimal. It gave Vince McMahon a nice hard-on for a couple weeks. That's all it did. He did nothing in the ring. You didn't see him in the ring. The only time you seen him in the ring was against CM Punk, which both times were mediocre. And the only time I could say it was any good was because Punk carried the match. Punk carried those two matches at the Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble. The Rock did nothing to get me excited in either of those matches. And then come WrestleMania, there was no excitement at all. He did nothing to better the product. He did nothing to push any new stars. He did nothing for the company. But give it a few rating spikes and a few fucking, spotlights on national TV, media TV, the mainstream, whatever. That's all he did. If that's what Vince McMahon wanted out of all this, then good for Vince McMahon. But as a wrestling fan, it's disgusting. It really is. And then John Cena now is your WWE champion going into Monday Night Raw. Who does John Cena have to feud with on that roster? Nobody. Nobody. The only logical name, that comes to mind is Brock Lesnar. You have Brock Lesnar, feud him with John Cena for the WWE Championship. Build Brock Lesnar up after fucking losing to Triple H. I know that's difficult to say. Triple H looked fucking disgusting at WrestleMania. Completely out of shape. He cut his hair. He doesn't look the same. Just fucking quit. Just quit. You got to build Brock Lesnar up now as a monster. Again. He's 1-3 in his WWE return. Put Lesnar against Cena. There's nobody else. And the start of the show on Monday Night Raw just shows you the lack of creativity in WWE. I know they were probably in a panic because Rock left. But what does Mark Henry have to do with the WWE Championship? What does Mark Henry have to do with John Cena? Why of all people you pick Mark Henry to come out and interrupt John Cena's promo? Doesn't make any sense. And from there, the show did absolutely nothing to excite you except for Dolph Ziggler. I don't want to forget that. Congrats to my boy, Dolph Ziggler. The only reason why Dolph Ziggler cashed in his Money in the Bank is, again, because The Rock wasn't there. The WWE needed some magic. They needed some memorable moment following WrestleMania to happen on this show on Monday night. Insert Dolph Ziggler, have him cash in the Money in the Bank, have him win the World Heavyweight Championship. Del Rio wasn't working as a babyface anyway. Jack Swagger's fucking garbage. The crowd is just not connecting with him. I was enjoying the angle when it first started with Zeb Colter and Jack Swagger. I was into it a few weeks with Del Rio. But Del Rio, obviously, fucking working through the WrestleMania season, is not cut out to be a world champion. He's not cut out to be a babyface. And Jack Swagger, he's a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. He just doesn't have the personality that's going to connect with the fucking audience. Zeb Colter, I don't think the crowd even cares about what Zeb Colter's saying, even though people like us, the smart people, enjoy his act because it's a good heel character. It's just not connecting with the audience the way WWE wants it to. And this is why Ziggler's your world champion right now. I'm glad WWE realized that after WrestleMania and their world championship match, because the match at WrestleMania was trash. It lasted about 8 or 9 minutes. The crowd wasn't even into it. So you had to give Ziggler the championship. It was just the right time. And I'm glad the WWE finally pulled the trigger. Now, who do you have Ziggler feud with? You're going to put him in this meaningless feud again? You're going to have them go back and forth with Del Rio and Jack Swagger? No. I just read the spoilers for SmackDown. Chris Jericho fights Dolph Ziggler for the World Heavyweight Championship on SmackDown. That's who you got to feud him with. Jericho's around for I don't know how much longer. He's got a couple of months there before he goes back on tour for the summer with Fozzy. Feud him with Dolph Ziggler. That's the only way to go. That should have been the match going into WrestleMania. Now they got to pick it up after WrestleMania. It's the right thing to do. That was probably the only bright spot of the show. Other than that, you had Randy Orton versus Sheamus. And this is where everybody started tweeting and Facebooking about the crowd at Monday Night Raw. The crowd was, I thought I was watching a fucking ECW show back in the early 90s. It was hostile. It wasn't really hostile, but it was like, they had to all be drunk, and they were just having a fucking grand old time. Chanting RVD and JBL and some other bullshit. They were singing along to Fandango's theme music. Because when Chris Jericho was out, when Fandango was wrestling Kofi Kingston, Chris Jericho interrupted, came out. They started singing Fandango's theme music, doing the little fucking dance. WWE fucking crowds in New York are awesome. New York, Chicago, I don't know where else, Philadelphia. Those are the top cities for fucking WWE. And the Monday Night Raw, it's a tradition that the Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania typically is a huge chunk, about 20,000 people, of those people that were at WrestleMania. Those are real fans that go to WrestleMania. Insert them at Monday Night Raw in a small venue like the IZOD Center in New Jersey, about 18, 19, 20,000 people. You're going to get rowdy and drunk fucking fans enjoying themselves, letting you know how they feel. So the best thing about Monday Night Raw was this crowd on Monday night. That's it. The only reason why people watched the show was because they were so interested in what the crowd was going to do next. That's the only reason. Sheamus and Randy Orton had no fucking idea what was going on in that ring. None. Because of the crowd. I don't know. I think they were cursing at Randy Orton. They were saying something to Sheamus. Sheamus was doing his signature spots. I'm sure they were all thinking, or both of them were thinking, like, what are we doing here? We got 15 minutes to fill, and the crowd is chanting RVD, chanting Michael Cole, JBL. It was fucking crazy. And then we come to the end of the show, and I'm only touching on the hot topics here because the show was nothing. There was nothing there. You had The Miz versus Wade Barrett again for the Intercontinental title. The Miz versus Wade Barrett at WrestleMania pre-show on YouTube lasted 3 minutes. They gave The Miz the title because I'm guessing they wanted to stir up some excitement and get the ball rolling with the title changes. Give the fans something to look forward to, that little added excitement going into WrestleMania. It lasted 3 minutes. You gave Miz the IC strap at WrestleMania. Then come Monday Night Raw, you take it right back from him and give it to Wade Barrett in a 15-minute match that was pretty decent. And the crowd was hot for Wade Barrett winning that belt back. They were cheering all the heels. That's the way to go. Cheer all the bad guys. Because the bad guys in the WWE are fucking cool. The faces in the WWE, the good guys, they're fucking generic and boring. Just take a look at John Cena. Then that's going to come to my next point, John Cena. Ryback's not turning heel, folks. Ryback's not turning heel. Okay? The only reason why Ryback was inserted there was because there was no one else to put there. Who are you going to feud with John Cena, like I said? And I heard this coming out of WrestleMania anyway, that they were going to feud John Cena and Ryback. Ryback's not going to turn heel, though. John Cena is going to be the heel of this match. because people don't want to see Cena with the belt, and people enjoy to boo John Cena. Pretty sure the majority of the audience and the majority of you guys much rather see Ryback as the WWE Champion than John Cena at this point, because we know what's in store for John Cena. Generic, boring, directionless feuds. At least with Ryback, we get something new, something fresh. But then again, it doesn't make sense on Ryback's part. You had the guy lose 5 fucking pay-per-views in a row, yet he's getting a World Championship match, and he has the right to challenge for the WWE Championship. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense. Other than that, I don't mind these two feuding, because seeds were planted at the Royal Rumble, when John Cena and Ryback were the last 2 men standing, and Ryback got eliminated from the Royal Rumble by John Cena, who eventually won. So seeds were planted there. You know, and you knew Ryback was going to shell-shock John Cena when he went for his hand. You knew it. That's a typical 101 heel maneuver. You know? That's how a lot of people turned heel in the past. Offer your handshake, and all of a sudden drop your finishing move on him. But I don't think Ryback's turning heel. I'll be shocked if he turned heel. I know Vince McMahon wanted to, keep Ryback as a babyface character. That's his creation. I don't think Vince McMahon would go back on that and turn Ryback heel already. It really doesn't make any sense to me. But, whatever they want to do, they'll do it. I just don't see John Cena's the WWE Championship reign going to be a successful one. I don't think it's going to be a successful one whatsoever. There's nobody left to feud. Like I said, you got Ryback. He's inserted there because nobody else can fit that mold. There's nobody else on the roster. The WWE has failed to produce new stars. Their mid-card is pretty much non-existent. You have nobody. Punk is hurt. Brock Lesnar's part-time. I would like to see a revisit feud between Cena and Brock Lesnar, because their match at Extreme Rules last year was fucking great, even though the build was terrible. That's the only guy left on that roster to feud with John Cena and Ryback. Mark Henry doesn't fit that mold. Mark Henry's a SmackDown guy. Nothing on this Raw that was exciting at all besides that crowd, folks, and Dolph Ziggler. That's it. Ziggler's World Championship win pretty much was the mark-out moment of the night. Great moment, memorable moment, and that crowd at the IZOD Center in New Jersey. That was the only thing. That crowd made you want to continue watching the show because you wanted to see what they did next. When the crowd in New Jersey at Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania was more entertaining than WrestleMania itself, and was more entertaining than the actual show you put on, to the point where they overtook the entire show and pretty much ran it themselves, there's a big problem. How did Vince McMahon react to the show and to the crowd? I read that he enjoyed it. I don't believe that 1 second. That crowd made that show. That crowd was better than anything on WrestleMania, except Punk and The Undertaker. Raw was no good, guys. Don't believe anybody you listen to. Anybody else that you listen to on YouTube, don't believe them that Raw was good. Best Raw ever, best Raw in a while, best Raw in years, or best Raw in months. No. Raw was garbage. Nothing on that show. Nothing on that show made you want to say, yeah, I'm excited to be watching that show. Besides the crowd. There was nothing. No progression in storylines. Dolph Ziggler, like I said, is the only thing that was entertaining on that show. Other than that, that's my review. You want it how it is? I'm bringing it to you how I think. My opinion. Obviously, I want to hear your guys' opinions. Let me know. What'd you think of the show? What'd you think of the crowd? What'd you think of WrestleMania? Fill me in. JD's back. I'll be uploading regularly now, since I'm back from my mini vacation in Atlantic City. I have no more work, things to do, so my schedule will be back to normal. I'll be back next Tuesday with your Monday Night Raw regularly, like it should be, every Tuesday morning. And then obviously this week, later in the week, I'll have WWE News and Rumors. So take care, guys. I'm out, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.